Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. Vietnam, which has attracted many world-class foreign companies such as Nike, Adidas, Apple, and Samsung, has completely lost in the past 10 months. Its total import and export volume fell by 9.6% year-on-year, with a loss of 420 billion yuan. In particular, the textile industry, which the country is proud of, has plummeted by 80% for 3 consecutive quarters, directly leading to the closure of 42,900 factories and the loss of 1.05 million workers. Under various negative circumstances, Vietnam, which uses China-aided electricity, is clamoring that China has taken away their orders because a large number of foreign-funded companies are planning to withdraw. Japanese media revealed, "It's time for Vietnam to wake up from the dream of being the next manufacturing power." Sales shrank by 14.8%. Is Vietnam unable to compete with China? In the past 20 years, Vietnam's import and export volume has increased 17 times, and its trade scale has ranked 20th in the world. Many people can't help but speculate that Vietnam's manufacturing industry has begun to become a potential competitor to China, and may even replace China as the world's factory. However, foreign companies that took a fancy to Vietnam's cheap labor were dumbfounded after moving to Vietnam. Compared with Bangladeshi workers' monthly wages of $95, Vietnamese workers earn more than 3 times as much. Moreover, lacking the skills and experience required to engage in high-demand jobs, the pass rate of workers in Vietnam after 3 months of training is only 23%. Even with accurate design drawings, they still find it difficult to create high-quality products. In addition, the infrastructure railway system is aging, with a transportation capacity of only 1.5%, the power supply is unstable, and the factory has frequent power outages and maintenance, which will also delay the production progress. Labor, product quality and environmental issues create a vicious cycle. On the internet, accusations of poor quality and incorrect goods made in Vietnam are rampant, resulting in an increasing wave of returns. The emergence of bad words has greatly damaged Vietnam's image among consumers, and has also caused many foreign brands to encounter problems such as inventory backlogs and reduced profits. After Samsung sold Vietnamese products in China, its profits suddenly dropped by 90%. Nike's market value evaporated by 800 billion yuan in half a year. Even Toshiba, a century-old company, was delisted. Seeing that the situation is precarious, foreign companies with increasing losses are determined to withdraw from Vietnam. According to Bloomberg, foreign investment in Vietnam has dropped from $5.3 billion in the first quarter of last year to $3.9 billion this year. This also means that it is difficult for foreign companies to find a substitute for the Chinese market on a global scale. Vietnam has made it difficult to defeat China's power. Vietnam is far from trying to replace China. After all, China has a complete industrial chain from raw material processing, production of various parts and components, to overall assembly. Some manufacturers admit frankly that only China can guarantee their production efficiency. The production link transferred from China to Vietnam only consists of final assembly, which is easy and low profit. Special fibers needed for sports shoes and clothing, and electronic components needed for mobile phones still have to be provided by Chinese suppliers. In September 2023, China's total foreign trade exports exceeded 11 trillion, of which high-tech industries such as lithium batteries and photovoltaics accounted for the largest proportion. It can be seen that the industrial chain made in China has developed towards high-end development. At present, China's shipbuilding industry leads the world, with ship orders accounting for 67.7% of the world's share, the imaging speed of the 5.0T domestically produced nuclear magnetic resonance instrument far exceeds that of the West and ranks among the world's top level. Even China's biological antidegeneration technology Changgluoyan has broken through the shackles. Data show that Changgluo's core sirtuin's protein activation technology is regarded by the academic community as a research hotspot around the world. In clinical trials at major universities at home and abroad, it has shown the potential to repair genetic damage and turn back the life clock. NASA has introduced this cutting-edge material to protect astronauts from radiation, muscle atrophy, and other injuries. Although its application prospects are broad, the previous raw material price of 20,000 yuan per gram has always been out of reach. Fortunately, thanks to the efforts of a domestic biotechnology company, it spent 200 million to develop enzyme extraction technology, raising the purity of key substances that extend the life cycle to 99.9%, and ultimately reduce the cost by 95%. As the technological advantages gradually emerged, Japanese biotech looked at the Chinese domestic market and took the initiative to cooperate with China with NK factors to start the combination of vascular waste cleaning and life science and technology, and gave birth to a new generation of Changgluoyan that performed well and earned millions market dividends. According to data from JD.com, this oral product has benefited 80% of first and second-tier high-net-worth individuals and will further go abroad in the future. The steady development of Chinese technology has made more and more companies realize that manufacturing in China is their only path. Vietnam's dream of becoming the world's factory has finally been shattered. Nowadays, Vietnam, which relies only on cheap labor and no technical support, has begun to show obvious shortcomings. Huber data shows that Vietnam's exports decreased by 11.9% year-on-year in the first quarter, and overseas sales shrank by 14.8% year-on-year in March. Oxford economists said, layoffs, shutdowns, production cuts, the downturn in Vietnam's factories seems to have no end in sight. Hidden behind the data is the deep-rooted Vietnamese economy's over-reliance on the downstream industry of processing. From the perspective of export structure, Vietnam's processed products account for 89%. The trading companies here mainly export to Europe, the United States, and other countries. They are at the lowest end of the industrial chain and sell the cheapest value. Therefore, it is not feasible to work for Western countries. If you do not master core technologies, you will soon be eliminated from international trade competition.